ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning, John. I'm glad to see you today. You lived through the parade.
I'm glad to be seen. Yes, we did. We had a great parade. It was Candyland, and Sister Candy
I'm so proud of her.
was the Grand Marshal, and we just had a good time. And the rain stopped. Rained most of the day on Friday, and then it stopped.
It was time for the
it knew it was
parade.
time for the Christmas parade. So, guess what I did last night?
I dare not guess.
Ate the last piece of turkey.
From Thanksgiving.
Had a turkey sandwich.
And you want to tell me what was on it?
No, it was just that.
There wasn't much left to put on it, was it?
Not much.
My son-in-law puts turkey, cranberry sauce, dressing on a sandwich.
Sure.
I
Throw
think
a little
it's so
sweet
funny.
potato casserole on there.
Yeah, whatever you can
You know
find.
what? Do you like pumpkin pie? I don't.
I have eaten pumpkin pie. Yeah, it's okay. I don't eat much pie.
Well, I ate some. We were over at Tom and Sue Corrington's house for Thanksgiving.
Did she make fresh
and
pumpkin pie?
She makes a pumpkin chiffon pie that's very light, and it was very good. First time I've eaten pumpkin
Bet you
pie that I
liked it.
thought was very good. But my friend makes some sweet potato casserole that, as far as I'm concerned, you could just take that and put that in a pie shell and make sweet potato pie, and it would be just fine as far as I'm concerned, because it's just delicious.
And what all did she put in it?
Well, she puts eggs in it and brown sugar and different things, and then covers it with brown sugar and pecans, and I mean it's a good thing.
It's a belt buckle.
It's a good thing. That's a loosener right there.
Loosener,
Yeah.
That's great.
It's just good. Of course, we're all eating probably more than we need to during
I
this
know.
COVID deal.
Every day I get up and it's a new day, and I'll say, now I'm not going to eat all this stuff today.
You know what I've found?
What have you
And
found?
I'm a big water drinker, and I like a lot of water.
Water's good for you.
And Fran, for a long time, has been going to the cabinet and she pulls out a little box, and it's True is what it's called, and it has little packets of flavoring that you can put in your water.
You put that in your water?
And I've never done that, and recently I started doing that. And
Does it make you drink more water?
well, not necessarily, but when you're having a meal and you want a
makes you like it
flavor,
better?
mango. I've fallen in love with mango,
I love mangoes.
and I put mango in my water,
When I was
and it's good.
when I was in the Philippines and I was pregnant with my son Bart, all I wanted was mangoes, and they had plenty of mangoes. So yeah, I'm a connoisseur of mangoes.
Have you? Are you a big Christmas shopper?
No, I'm not a big shopper of anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I understand. No, I understand.
I just am not a big Christmas shopper or shopper. I have to do a little, I guess. But
Well,
I'm not-
we're old enough that everybody we know has got what they need, pretty much.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to give money or buy something for somebody that needs it, and that's more what I'd rather do.
And I like little unique things, you know. I mean, I remember one time I told my Dad said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, it's when I was in the construction business, and I had a 4-wheel drive truck, and I needed 2 tires really badly, and those were expensive tires.
Yeah.
And I said, you want to get me something for Christmas that I really want and need? I said, I need a tire.
And that's great.
And he said,
yeah.
that's no damn Christmas present.
Yes, it is.
So
When you
he
need
buys
it, when
me
you're
another
needy.
sport coat. Yeah. I worked at Clyde Phillips for years. I've got a closet full of clothes, sport coats and suits that I don't wear anymore much. And I get another sport coat
Yeah.
for Christmas, because that's what he felt like
was a gift.
Christmas present was, not a tire. He said, you ought to be able to buy your own damn tires.
Do you have a best Christmas memory?
Oh, yes. Heavens, yes. We had on our Christmas tree 2 things. Mama had a roll of paper. Harry Hill, who was one of the owners of the Tullahoma News, lived down the street. and she had a roll of newsprint paper about this tall that was pink. And I don't know why he bought it or why they bought it up there at the newspaper, but he gave her a roll of pink paper. She needed pink paper.
So
or something.
everything that year
So,
was in pink paper?
no, every year. She called it the biggie.
Oh, okay.
You know, you'd get a little present, then they bring the biggie out.
Yeah.
And the biggie was always wrapped in pink.
In the pink paper.
Pink paper. Well,
That's
after
sweet.
everything was through, before we would have lunch, which was a present and a gift in itself. Mother was a wonderful cook. She would say, "Oh, y'all forgot to go look through the tree and find Santa." Well, there were two little plastic Santas about this tall that I don't know where they came from. I don't. I still have mine. I think Jerry still has his. They were just always there, and they were very cheap. A little plastic Santa about that tall, and he had a little pack on the back that was open
Yeah.
to put candy in or candy canes or something, and there was always money in Santa's pack.
Oh, that was nice.
And that was the last. And of course, when we were kids, it'd be $1. And as
Right.
we grew up and got older and had families, it would be
A little more.
than $1. And so that's probably my favorite memory of Christmas. And she'd hide them up there around the trunk
So
or
you'd
somewhere
have
where you
trouble
couldn't.
finding it, yeah.
And my brother and I would go rummaging through the tree trying to find our Santa.
Sweet.
You know, and that was that.
Those exciting times.
I loved that time of year with my family.
I guess we've got a lot of children out there getting ready for
Oh,
Santa,
yeah. Oh,
writing
yeah.
their letters, and I think we're having Trees of Christmas at South Jackson.
South Jackson Civic
and we have
Center.
a mailbox there for children to drop off their letters to Santa.
Yeah. So
Because
it's
he
a
comes by
time
there
of
to
year,
pick up.
and the Tullahoma Fire Department, I'm sure, is still taking toys.
Oh yeah.
So if you
And
have money,
they
you have
actually
money.
prefer to take money, I think, because they get a better deal for what they spend because they're tax free or something.
Well, and they know who they're spending
and
for.
they know what they might want.
They know
yeah.
how many little girls and how many
That's a
little boys
wonderful
and
thing
how
that they
what
do.
their ages and what they need and,
And
all
I
that.
think the only thing they do is the toys. There are other places
Yes,
that
yeah, they do the food. I know the
clothes.
American Legion, we have our Big Brothers food box that we go out and deliver, and that's soon to be happening, and we raise money for that. And
That's wonderful.
yeah.
That's a lot of gift-giving people in this.
This is a very
community.
giving town, and but talking about unique things to buy, the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center
They
is
have it. They're
have a
open.
shop open right now. Their gift shop is open, and there's some incredible things in there
Handmade.
handmade. All of it's handmade stuff, and they're priced affordably.
I think it's more than like a corn chuck doll. It's real
No, there's real
artistic
jewelry,
things,
and there's jewelry, and I love
hand carved things.
and the cards. I love the cards. There will be a painting that you can buy a gift or a card that you can send to
Okay.
somebody, and for $5 that has a piece of real art on it on the front of it.
That's nice.
And
Nice.
I
Do you know when
love
they're
those.
open? I think they're open right now.
Yeah,
During the day,
during the
but I
holiday
don't know the
season.
exact hours.
But you can stop by there and see, and that's a good place to go.
There's a lot of places in this town that we need to support.
I got a
I'd say
couple of
shop at
things I
home.
want to read this morning to get us prepared.
For Santa?
For well, just prepared for, not for Santa, but for the real reason
Of
for the
Christmas.
season. And this is a little short thing. We were created of one heart and one mind, created to care for and share with each other. No matter what the world throws at us, we will survive as long as we remain of one heart.
It's good.
So, and to go along with that, you remember Randy Howard,
Oh, yeah, I remember.
comedian, friend, songwriter,
Singer,
was
yeah.
killed tragically. This is something that he and I were working on, a hook that he and I were working on before he was killed, and it's called The Hands You Hold. And sort of to get all of us in the frame of mind to be ready for what this season is really about, I want to read this. This life begins shockingly with a slap and a cry, then a family that hopefully will teach you to survive. I learned my best lessons as I tried to understand on a country road with a fishing pole holding my daddy's hand. It's all in how you handle the hands you hold, not what you acquire by selling pieces of your soul, but the grasp of love revealed and a glimpse of grace foretold. It's all in how you handle the hands you hold. As we stumble through, we all need someone to share this game, but sharing's not always easy when it comes to sharing blame. There are times when nothing works. There's hurt and pain and tears, but healing hands will find a way to take you through the years, because it's all in how you handle the hands you hold, not what you acquire by selling pieces of your soul, but the grasp of love revealed and the glimpse of grace foretold. It's all in how you handle the hands you hold. And after many fleeting moments, and you get close to the end, you'll realize your future lies on the person that you've been. The goodness left behind down the many roads you've trod is what will get you home again to hold the hand of God. Because it's all in how you handle the hands you hold, not what you acquire by selling pieces of your soul, but the grasp of love revealed and the glimpse of grace foretold. It's all in how you handle the hands you hold. We'll
That's
be right
beautiful,
back
John.
after these messages.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, we're back, folks. And Peggy, yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes, it was, and it was Mike Long's birthday.
Hey, Dr. Mike Long, happy birthday out there, buddy. You know, one of the premier dentists in our town's been serving
he's a good man.
and helping. And Mike, I asked Fran, she just went over there and had some dental work done. And I said, well, Mike is what? He's 78?
I don't know, but he's kept a smile on my face.
Yeah, you know, and I said, how long is Mike going to work? And she said, as long as he can. I mean,
as long as I'm living.
I mean, to him, it's his mission.
I know he's a wonderful
serving
dentist.
people and keeping their mouth healthy and clean and sparkling and
I'm
pretty.
sorry, I
and,
got you off track
No, that's
there.
okay. That's okay. Happy birthday, Mike. But it was also Pearl Harbor Day yesterday, and Philip Scoggins, our producer, has pulled up a beautiful piece of film that we want to share with you today in honor of Pearl Harbor Day.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this reply stated that it seemed useless to continue the existing diplomatic negotiations, it contained no threat or hint of war or of armed attack.
December 7th marks a pivotal day in our nation's history. The unprovoked attack of Pearl Harbor plunged our country into World War II, the most devastating conflict in history. It was a day that cost 2,400 American lives, just the first in a war that would ultimately claim more than 400,000 of our nation's men and women in uniform and many millions more throughout the world. That day of infamy also brought together the American people, united as a nation, wholeheartedly committed to victory in the Second World War. Intrepid played an important part in that fight. The keel of Intrepid was laid just 1 week prior to Pearl Harbor, and the attack expedited its construction. The ship went on to serve some of the most pivotal battles of the Pacific Theater. Each year on December 7, we gather at the Intrepid Museum to remember and commemorate. Unfortunately, this year it is not possible to be together in person, but today we honor this important tradition, albeit virtually. For many years, we've been joined by Pearl Harbor survivor Armando Chick Gallela, who was at Hickam Field during the attack. Chick later participated in the Battle of Okinawa, receiving several awards for his bravery and service, including the Bronze Star. I had the pleasure and the privilege of speaking with Chick last week. He's doing terrific and looking forward to celebrating his 100th birthday on January 1st. We are honored that Chick is sharing his memories and his tribute with us virtually.
My name is Armando Vincent Gallela. My rank was Battalion Sergeant Major in the Bronze Star receiving the Battle of Okinawa. December 7th, about 6:37. Let me go down to mess hall and have breakfast early. I won't have to spend no money downtown. So I went to the mess hall about 7 o'clock or 7:30, had my breakfast, and I'm getting out of the mess hall. Boom, boom. I said, holy shit, what the hell's that? The Japanese circles around the planes. We're being attacked. We're being attacked. They were so low over the trees. They're bombing because Hickam Field is next to Pearl Harbor. I don't know if you know that. They're adjacent. Hickam's next to Pearl. And what they did was they hit Pearl and hit Hickam at the same time and blew up the hangars and the airstrip so they couldn't get the planes up. So that's where my John Horan was a mechanic. I was the Signal Corps, and we went to the motor pool to get our equipment out of there. The 4x4s were a communications outfit with telephone operators, switchboards, and things like that. We pulled out of Hickam Field while they're strafing and bombing. There's still bullet holes in the barracks in Hickam Field. Bullet holes are still there. Our family was on the line all the time. My friend John Horan, who was a mechanic for the Air Force, who's going down, I passed him and I said, went one way and he went the other way. And he was going down to his hangar because he was a mechanic. I'm going down to the motor pool to get our equipment out because we're a communications outfit. We're different organizations. And we got put in a volcano. We came back, and I said to one of my friends, I said, "Where's my friend John?" He got killed. The devastation was rocking. The Navy ships were still smoking, still burning. The Hickam Field, a lot of the barracks were destroyed, and we had to maintain our barracks were cleaned up and everything like that. So, then on December 8th, Roosevelt declared war on Japan. I miss going down the Intrepid, which is one thing I would miss. I look forward to it every year because this is the only one to remember the day of December 7th. The Intrepid the staff does an excellent job. Excellent. And I miss throwing the wreath up over I think the American people, the young people, should realize what 12 million Americans did, especially at Pearl Harbor. I think there was 80,000 at the time. There's only less, I think maybe 2,000 Pearl Harbor survivors left, give or take. So I try to impress on them. These young men, 18, 19 years old, served at Pearl Harbor. I honor these men, especially the people in Arizona who gave their lives, had no more chance than a snowball had in hell, and try to fight back with nothing to do the best they can. I should not forget. I'll never forgive and I'll never forget. I'll take it to my grave. Freedom is not free. You gotta pay for it. I want you to understand, if you can serve your country in any way, the country's so good to you, so be good to your country. You can't just take everything for granted. Serve, I believe, in the past, but I look forward to the future. I do look forward to the future. What I've been through in the future's got more for me, I think.
Hi, I'm Joe Lichell. I served on the USS Intrepid between 1960 and 1962. On behalf of myself and the USS Intrepid former crew members, we wish all of you well on this Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day.
I'm Mike Callahan. I served on the ship 1958, 1959. We are here to honor and remember the 2,403 service members and civilians that perished on that day. God bless America.
Remembering those lost on this date in 1941 and in the 4 years of brutal fighting that followed is our responsibility as Americans, a national duty. We at the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum pledge to forever remember the heroism of men like Chick and like our Intrepid crew members, all those who answered and continue to answer the call to defend our country and to defend our freedom throughout the world. God bless all of them, and God bless America.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed that.
That was really well done.
It was very well done, and for all of those who...
I hope we remember this forever.
Yeah, I hope for all of those who pick up the gauntlet and stand on the wall serving our country to protect our freedom, bless you, and your families who are behind you 100%, and what the families go through as well. So we appreciate you. And that's all I know how to say is thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right. I can't get through saying thank you.
Yeah. So what we're going to do right now is this past weekend was the Tullahoma Christmas Parade, and on Thursday, prior to the parade on Friday, we had a tree lighting at South Jackson Civic Center where the Grand Marshal, Miss Candy Couch, was down to light the tree for the parade that was given the name in her honor, Candyland.
I love that.
You know, sometimes people want to see the pre-production meetings of these things, and here we are. We have the Tullahoma News, we have Light Tube, we have Bob Payne, and this is John Gray with P-Head Productions Channel 6 behind the camera here, and we're getting ready to film the Grand Marshal's tree lighting ceremony at South Jackson Civic Center, and we're getting ready for the Christmas parade tomorrow night, so keep watching. Here we have the fine folks from Rodney's Body Shop here tonight. They're sponsoring this event, the Grand Marshal's tree lighting event. Look at that great truck back there. If you need help, go by and see these folks. If you don't want your husband to see what you did today to that vehicle, or if you don't want your wife to see what you did today when you were somewhere you weren't supposed to be, you go see them at Rodney's and they will fix you right. A big Christmas wave. Look at them, there they are. Rodney's Body Shop. All right, here's our Grand Marshal, Candy Couch, and here's the McNabb, some of the McNabb family here. There's Stan and Jamie and Hope Sarton with the Chamber of Commerce, and Miss Candy, the Grand Marshal of the 2020 Christmas Parade. Hey, how y'all doing? Look at there. Look at that great looking crowd right there.
Hey, Santa. Can you scoot
the
behind the
McNabb
truck,
family
please?
and Rodney's and Miss Candy Couch, the Grand Marshal of Candyland. The Christmas parade this year is named Candyland.
2,
And it's a great deal.
Hey, Jack. Hey,
And guess what we got there? The American flag and all these great people.
All right, my turn. All right, everybody look right here.
And it's about time for the tree lighting.
So much for joining us for the Grand Marshal reception and tree lighting ceremony to honor and celebrate our Grand Marshal, Miss Candy Couch. Let's give her a round of applause. We have to give a special thank you to Rodney's Body Shop for sponsoring this wonderful event, so thank you to Rodney's. And a huge thank you to the sponsor of the 64th Annual Tullahoma Christmas Parade, Stan McNabb Automotive. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and we are going to go ahead and let Candy light the tree. So all you do, would you like to help me count it down? Can you help me count it down? Everybody can help count. Ready? 3,
2, 1.
Yep.
There it is. Tullahoma South Jackson Civic Center Christmas parade tree lit by Miss Candy Couch.
I want to welcome you all to my alma mater, my sister and my father. So many of us who are here with the school here, and thanks to Ms. Ratcliffe and so many others, the show still goes on. Please support South Jackson anytime you can, and anywhere in the community. Let's shop local and take care of each other, and let's have a wonderful parade. Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm humbled that you're here and honored to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Candy. Hopefully you've all had a chance to get some hot cocoa. Mary Beth Seals, one of our board members.
And then it looks like right there is Miss Candy Couch, probably in that car there. At least the car is provided by Stan McNabb, maybe even being driven. Let's see if we can see. Yep, that looks like Officer Young in there. There's a lot of lights there, but I think that's who's in that car.
Yeah.
And there's Miss Candy Couch.
And she, of course, is the Grand Marshal for this parade. And as we mentioned earlier, what a deserving honor for Candy Couch. And she's been involved in everything in the world, and we're so happy for Candy. As you guys know, she normally is the co-host of this program, but we're glad to kind of fill in and make that happen. That's Rodney's Body Shop, by the way, who is the sponsor of the parade, Grand Marshal.
They've done a great job. Well, that's a pretty snazzy ride, first of all, right there. And then,
you know, it took me a minute. I didn't catch it immediately. You're exactly right.
my son would love that.
Yes.
And you know, Rodney's Body Shop, they did a pretty good job there decorating that truck that they're driving.
They're a great sponsor of a lot of events in Tullahoma, and folks, if you have a collision or a bang up on your car, they're the ones to make that happen for you. It's Rodney's Body Shop, moved into a new location this year.
And it looks like this is Mayor Ray Noes.
Ray Noes.
Right there behind Rodney's.
And he may be driving himself.
I think he's driving. He's got a passenger in there. I'm not sure who that is.
That's his lovely wife, I believe.
Oh, there we go.
But he's our fairly newly elected mayor.
And that right there is the North Coffee Volunteer Fire Department coming up, and that's a 1977 Mack fire engine right there.
And look at this beautiful lady here. I think she's absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to have to disclose that. Hopefully, there she is. That's Isabella English, my granddaughter, and Jenny English's daughter, driven by Greg English. There she is, the Tullahoma Junior Miss for 2020. We're awful proud of that young lady.
That's right. And I have to say a quick thank you to Dr. Alan Craig, because he loaned us that car to drive tonight in the Christmas parade.
It's hard for me to imagine that Dr. Craig gave you that. It's a practically new car. It's a Camaro.
No, that's a Mustang. I thought it was a Camaro, but it's actually a Mustang, because that's how much I know about cars.
You gave me wrong information again.
I did. Sorry about that. And so this is the Tullahoma High School Band. They are at the Tullahoma High School. They are known as the ambassadors of Tullahoma wherever they go. And this year they've not been able to attend any competitions. They've not been able to hold the majority of their fundraisers. And they do a great job with all the students that they have there, giving all those kids a place to be and a family to be part of while they're in high school. And so, if you've got a desire this year looking for a place to send some of your donation dollars, give them a call over there at the high school, and you can certainly make a donation to that program, because it serves many, many students at the Tullahoma High School, and they do a wonderful job and have done for a long, long time.
And they got to need that.
And I think right there, those sousaphones, that's my other daughter right there on the end, playing that tuba.
All right, Abigail English.
Lots of kids in there that I know.
I bet you do. You were the treasurer of the band boosters there for several years.
Just for a minute, yeah. There's some more of the great volunteer band parents pulling some of those trailers. They have to take those trailers everywhere they go, because there's so much equipment involved in getting that band somewhere for a performance. And so there's a huge contingent of parents who support that organization. And it looks like this might be CrossFit. I think we might be. It might be out of order.
It is CrossFit.
I see CrossFit behind it. Is that what this float is for too there? It's a little bit hard to see yet. We're trying to guess ahead. Whatever that is a cute float. It may be associated with CrossFit. It may be its own entry, but it is super cute.
It could be Cook Neon, but I'm not.
Someone has done a tremendous amount of work there. Oh, I bet you're right.
I believe this coming up may be. It was one of the
second place winners.
Yeah, I didn't. This is Eric Jack. Life Team 44 in Manchester, and they've been serving coffee in surrounding counties locally for over 18 years. What a great job they do, folks. If you're in an accident or something like that and need to get somewhere quickly, these guys can make that happen for you. And done a great. They've done a great job of making that little helicopter there out there.
Yeah, they really have. And it looks like that right there is Horseplay.
Horseplay of Tullahoma, another great organization. Horseplay is a nonprofit organization that provides therapeutic and recreational riding opportunities for children with disabilities. They serve Tullahoma and the surrounding counties at no cost to the families.
And right there, just to interrupt real quick, that is a Madison Street Wrecker. They participate every year. That truck was driven by James Farah and Madison Street Wrecker Services. So if you happen to need that, that's who you should call over there. And this Coffee County Bank, that's who we're looking at there. And they have been serving the Coffee County community since 1975, and they're committed to serving the personal and business financial needs within our community. By knowing their customers and providing innovative banking tools, they find solutions to achieve their goals and fulfill your goals and your dreams. We do not consider ourselves your hometown bank. We consider yourselves family. That's a great way to say that there.
This is FMO Furniture Merchandise Outlet in Tullahoma that just passed by through your screen there. And that's a big old present for Furniture Merchandise Outlet. They're located in downtown Tullahoma, right there on the square, I think.
Another great place to get some Christmas gifts if you're in the market to update some things in your home. That's the place to start looking. Tullahoma Nutrition was that truck that we were just looking there. They have healthy teas and shakes that are so delicious you wouldn't know they're healthy. And you can visit them over at 351 West Lincoln Street here in Tullahoma. They are open Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. And also on Saturdays from 9 to 2. And this right here looks like it might be Action Indoor Soccer. So on this float, we're going to see the boys and girls of the competitive travel soccer teams of Action Indoor from Tri-Lakes. So these guys travel. They are so committed to their sport. They're willing to, travel to get to those games. Action Indoor Sports is a family business established in 2011. They host a variety of sports such as soccer, bubble ball, football, dodgeball, cornhole tournaments, laser tag, and escape games. So they are registering now for Winter Youth Indoor Soccer. You can check them out on Facebook, and again, that is Action Indoor Soccer. There's some more of those boys from those travel teams. I have to say, I'm a little bit curious about what bubble ball is.
I've not heard of bubble ball.
Now you have.
And now I have. I've learned something tonight. This is
still some more. They've got a huge team there.
What a group of kids there that they have there involved.
And a great way to stay active through these colder months there. I bet right there we're looking at Smyrna Ready Mix.
That was a great observation, Jenny.
Yeah, every now and then I get one.
Because that's definitely a concrete truck. Tullahoma Ready Mix Concrete Mixer is rolling down Jackson Street, and they want to wish you all a Merry Christmas.
They've done a great job decorating that too.
They have. I love the way they took some time to put all those lights on.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm wondering where the cord is so that big drum can rotate and not wrap up the cord.
It obviously must be battery driven or something like that. However, you being an engineer, you might know how that works better. But
yeah, it's been too long and too many sleeps. Frank Mullins Football Frogs. This is they are the undefeated champions in the Frank Mullins Football League. So it's the team must be called the Frogs.
Yeah.
And they have won the flag football championship there.
All right.
And that young man is excited about it.
He must be the star of the team. As you're looking now, I think, to the Jeep Ridge Runners of Tennessee. That's a Jeep club, and they raise money for toys for Christmas season, and also have gatherings as well as provide support to the community spread throughout the state of Tennessee. And they love to play and have fun with their Jeeps, and I bet that is a lot of fun.
To say, there are days when I dream of, getting rid of the minivan and getting a Jeep instead.
Yeah.
But then reality sets in, and I realize I can't put all my kids in one of those at the same time.
That's right. I've got a Jeep, but it's nothing like those. And that you'd be driving anywhere you wanted to go, whether it's a road or not.
Yeah, and I feel like in my future life, I'm going to have a Jeep.
Yeah.
This may be Expedited Medical Services. They provide emergent and non-emergent medical transport in our area. And then right behind them is going to be the Moore County Marching Band. This is another shot here of the Expedited Medical Services. And that is certainly the Moore County Marching Band. They are the Moore County Band of Spirit, and it's under the direction of Miss Lauren Arnold, and the band is being led by Drum Major Savannah Adams. The band staff from this season include Gene Smith, Paul Bishop, Brittany Edel, and Nadia Jesk. They've got some sharp uniforms there. Look at the way the sousaphones have decorated. That's always, one of my favorite parts.
As you're listening to a little bit of music from Moore County, man, their football team had a great season this year, by the way, so I bet they got a chance to perform well into the playoffs.
And as always, band is a great, opportunity for kids in high school. And so if you're looking for a place to donate some dollars, I'm sure Moore County Band would appreciate yours as well. That says that is the first place winner there coming up. And they also are the recipient of the President's Award. And this is New Creation Church. They are located at 1115 Bel Air Drive, and they have services and worship on Sunday mornings at 10:15.
Well, great job there on that float as well.
It's always amazing to me how much effort and work and time go into putting together a float. Like, this is no small task. These people have been working for a long time.
Yeah, if you've ever done that, you realize that there's a lot more. We think it's pretty and see it for a few minutes here, but there's a lot of hours of work went into making these happen. So. I think you might have just missed.
Right there. That's another one of our aldermen, Jenna
Allmarker, yes. Great looking Thunderbird, I have to say, they're driving. And that's going to be...
Merry Christmas from the Manchester PD. That's what that one right there says. And right there we have got Little Miss Candyland, Abriella Hirschman. That's another snazzy car. She's dressed all in her pink. She just looks like Candyland there. Oh, and there is the man himself.
The man of the hour, who you've all been waiting for.
I've certainly been waiting.
Yeah. Santa Claus, that is the Chamber of Commerce float. And it's sponsored by Smart Bank. Old St. Nick.
Yeah, but it's great that he could take time out of his schedule to come and participate in our float tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Checking out all those boys and girls on the street there, making sure everybody's being good. Nobody's, pushing their sister.
Yeah, he's here in Tullahoma tonight, so I guess people will be giving him a list of all the boys and girls who've been naughty or nice. So
yeah,
we certainly hope that...
well, and just the list of what they want. I made my list on a Post-it note. I keep it on my desk so I can add to it. So, I'm going to have to run out there and give him my list here in just a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron.
and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch, and John, we're here for the Conversations of John and Pat, segment 36. 36.
It's going. It's there. I want to do a song for you, Pat.
All right.
This is one that people remember. I think it was recorded by the Kingston Trio in 1958. It's called Tom Dooley.
Oh yeah.
Very good song.
Yeah. And the Kingston Trio was really good folk singers that I can, I've YouTubed them a couple times and just got very,
you know,
going back to the 60s.
All songs do not have to be complicated. Now, if you folks out there want to look at my fingers playing the chords, it's only 2 chords in this song.
As musically illiterate as you think I am, John, that's a capo you got above those fingers, isn't it?
That's right. There have been many songs written about the eternal triangle. This one tells of a Mr. Grayson, a beautiful woman, and a man named Tom Dooley. When the sun rises tomorrow, Tom Dooley must die. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. I met her on the mountain. There I took her life. I met her on the mountain. Stabbed her with my knife. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Hadn't have been for Grayson, I'd been in Tennessee. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Down in some lonesome valley, hanging from a white oak tree. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Now, boy, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Poor boy, you're bound to die.
Wow, John. That
1958. I
thought that was comparable.
I was
to
young.
The Kingston Trio, but the introduction was far superior.
Well, thank you, Pat.
Yeah.
I doubt that, but you know.
No, I'm not just playing lip service here.
We're going to show several pictures today of a letter that my daddy, we had a secretary, an old secretary, which is the same thing as a desk, up in our front room. at Chapel Hill. And there were letters in there. I remember these letters laying there. Nobody ever bothered them. And they had been passed down from my great-great-grandmother's sister, I think. I think that's the way it came. But one of the letters, I'll let Philip, if he will, put that letter up. This letter was one of those. And it you know, it's very fluid writing. And it was to Colonel Aaron Boyd. He calls him General Boyd. That's flattery, I guess, but really Colonel Boyd was the proper ranking, whatever that part of service.
Who's writing the letter?
A fellow named Edward Zane Carroll Judson. We didn't know this in the beginning. This is what's really fantastic. Sometimes these letters can be there and you don't know who they are from. Well, it was from EZCJ, or Edward Z.C. Judson. And there's a fellow north of Chapel Hill who is a historian, and I showed him the letter, and he said, you know, I think I know who that is. And we're going to tell him in just a minute. And let me read the letter. Go ahead, and maybe you can see that on the TV screen. This is written from the Franklin House nearly a year ago. Dear sir, I promised you a likeness that was given me by your son, drawn by his own hand from a looking glass. They didn't call mirrors looking glass before him. I have just found the picture and hastened to send it to you, enclosing it through your kind friend, Mr. Eli S. Wood of Nashville. Take it, my dear sir, as a memorial of your noble son, whom I love dearly, and when you look upon it, I pray you sometimes think of me as one who has seen some hard knocks in this world and who has been sinned against more than sinning. That's sort of interesting. But you can tell whoever wrote this was he was a well-written person, and the cursive writing that he learned used was so nice. It was written from the Franklin House, and but it has no date on it. But this young man... Do you know where the
Franklin House is?
Well, either Philadelphia or New York, I think. I was told this not too long ago. I found out that was maybe the place. Show the picture of the young man that's a picture of Joseph Britton Boyd, probably some distant kin to Harry Britton. I don't know, maybe. I've always thought that anyway. But they lived above. Story. They lived. It'll pull somebody else into the legend.
That's right.
But anyway, that was a picture of him. Now, Philip showed the last picture. This was Edward Zane Carroll Judson, alias Ned Buntline. On the left, you see that's Ned Buntline, along with Buffalo Bill Cody and Texas Jack. Let me tell you a little bit about Edward Zane Carroll Judson. He was a ruffian. He was an entrepreneur. He was the first person to put out, as I understand, dime Western novels in the West. And some of them were written about Buffalo Bill. And then later on, he would produce Buffalo Bill in some of his stage shows.
Huh.
So this is a very interesting letter from a man that my wife and I drove not too long ago to Cody, Wyoming, and there we went to the Buffalo Bill Museum. I took the letter that you saw in the beginning to the curators, and they were carried away about that.
That's great.
It was. It's a good letter, and I would like to challenge anyone out there that might have old letters in your files. You can never know where they're from. Another little thing about Ned Buntline.
John, how do you spell that last name?
Buntline?
Mm-hmm.
Buntline. You thought you could trick me, didn't you?
No, I knew you could spell it. I just wanted to be sure I was hearing correctly there.
But on the old Wyatt Earp show, I don't know if you remember that. It was a serial show back in the 50s, early 60s.
Do I remember it? Keep going. I've got a great
He
story
had
on
a
that.
Buntline special a Buntline special, and that was told that Ned Buntline made these large guns and gave them to certain people, one being Wyatt Earp.
John, I'm going to follow through with not as historical, but you mentioned that TV show, and you're the first one that I've ever talked to or heard speak of that show. But they had a commercial when I was about 5 years old, and Wyatt had taken a villain and tied his feet and raised him up to some barn rafters and had him eye level upside down. And he put a gun to his head and he said, "So-and-so, I'm going to make you speak upside down or I'm going to turn you inside out." Well, me and I've been 5, my brother, youngest brother, been about 4, and the next one had been about 3. We thought that was the greatest cowboy scene we had ever seen. And my mother took a nap in the afternoon normally, and we snuck outside when we were supposed to be sleeping and took every toy we had, tricycle, metal cars that you'd pedal, anything, and stacked them up. And I climbed that tower to the first branch, and we tied a rope to my feet and tied it to that branch, and then my brothers pulled the lower toys out, and I went straight down. And they pulled out a cap gun, and for about 5 minutes told me that I was going to speak upside down or they're going to turn me inside out.
That's why the media needs to be real careful about what you present.
Correct. And
and it's time to go, Pat.
After about 5 minutes, the blood came to my head. My mother was up from the nap, and I saw her upside down through the kitchen window, and her eyes, she came out with a butcher knife, and that was the start of my neck problems because she cut me down in one swipe. And your statement is correct. The media needs to be careful about what they project.
And we need to be careful about what we say.
That is correct. That is correct.
And maybe they'll have us back.
And I don't know if my mother ever recovered from finding her son hanging upside down in a tree.
All right, let's sign off.
Hey, we need to sign off, John. That was segment 36, but that's not the end of our stories.
No.
We've got lots of conversations to go. Thank you.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No 2 visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And, I was talking earlier about the Christmas cards that you could buy with the Art Center. Look behind me. That's a piece of art by Kay Foote. And that's poinsettias. And, some of those are probably on some Christmas cards over there that you can buy. Just wanted to bring that up. But right now, I want to bring my beautiful bride, Fran Gray, on to the set here. And we're going to do a little talking about Alzheimer's Tennessee.
That's right. Thank you, John.
You're
It's
welcome.
good to be here.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
I like that sweater, by the way.
Oh.
You got reindeer on you, right?
I do.
Did you get those out of the backyard?
The reindeer?
Yeah.
Well, I took a picture of them.
Okay.
I didn't nab them. We don't want to hurt our backyard guests.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
That's right. But I want to talk to everyone for a few minutes about the holidays, especially when there's Alzheimer's involved. A lot of us have traditions. We have anything from telling Christmas stories to having huge, colossal meals. We have so many things we like to decorate a certain way. Well, when there is illness in your home, whether it's Alzheimer's or any other chronic illness, sometimes we have to modify our traditions and expectations. And that's not always an easy thing to do. A lot of people who caregive all the time may find themselves already exhausted by the time the holidays roll around. And so we want to suggest a few things for you who like to maintain tradition but modify them. First of all, I think we have to give ourselves permission to change things. What is really, really important to you and to your family? Do you have to pull out all the stops? Do you have to have 10 trees in your house? Do you have to have every blade of grass or bush in your yard lit up? No, we don't. We may have enjoyed it in the past, but now we may have other demands that are our priority. So I would just encourage you to think strongly if you haven't already. Of course, we're not that far away from Christmas, are we, John?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. But I would say, think about what is truly important. What is, name some special things that are good and important to your family, and maintain those. But you don't have to go to the extremes that maybe you've done in the past. And you do discuss those things with your families and friends. If you're accustomed to having large groups of people in your home, and of course now with COVID, we are discouraged from having large groups, so we want to encourage small groups. And sometimes we think, we've got to have all the family here at one time. Well, I don't know about you, but I have difficulty visiting meaningfully with everybody if there are 20 people in the house. You can't have the same quality conversation as you might if you had 5 people. And if you have someone in your home who has dementia, having a lot of people around and a lot of conversation, perhaps some confusion, it's difficult. They can be overstimulated, they can become agitated. So I would encourage you to keep your groups of visitors to a minimum. And again, I think you could have a better visit with them if they are smaller groups. And I don't know about you, cooking can be a lot of fun, but so can being with others. And I find that it's easier for me to order food or have John cook it so I can do other things. So think again, you may have always had a turkey. Well, that doesn't mean you have to prepare it, does it? You can buy one. There are a lot of good turkeys being provided in our communities. You might even think about having an earlier in the day meal. A lot of people who suffer with dementia have more difficulty as the sun goes down. We've heard that term, sundowners. Well, I don't know about you, but as the day rolls on for me, sometimes I just get really tired and I don't enjoy things as much. That's again up to you and your own rhythms, but I would suggest that you do something, if you're going to have a large meal or a special time, to do it earlier in the day instead of late in the day. I have set in front of us here on the table, if we can get a shot of this table, a very simple place setting. Sometimes when people have dementia, they become confused on how to use their utensils. And if your table is very elaborately set, it could be even more frustrating. I've just brought a Christmas placemat, napkin, and the basic fork, knife, and spoon, and a glass. Some people who are in progressed dementia may not know how to use this anymore. So that's something to keep in mind, and to keep your table just as simple as possible. Sometimes people will mistake designs. I remember years ago when we were visiting with John's grandmother who had dementia, who had Alzheimer's disease. She could not discern between a fruit on a placemat, an actual graphic, and eating a fruit. And
Right.
she tried to grasp a banana off of a photograph on her placemat. So all these things, excuse me, need to be considered. And while we're thinking about the plate and so forth, again, you know your loved one's needs. You may need to have the food cut up and make that easier for them to handle. And think about your conversation as you do your food. As people, as their disease progresses, they can only handle small bites of information. So if you're trying to tell your loved one something that involves a lot of details, break that up into small bites, which will be easier for them to digest. Sometimes if we say, John, it's time to eat, come with me right now, and we're good, bring that gravy ladle with you. Yeah, no, not that one, and that is could be very confusing.
Sure. Yeah,
even
that's
for
true.
some of us who don't have dementia. So you might say, John, it's time to eat. And if John is resistant, you might take his hand and say, would you please
I'm
come?
always ready to eat.
Well, I am when you prepare the meal. But you might take his hand and invite him to come with you to the table.
Right.
And if John's able to carry that gravy boat, you might take him over to the gravy boat and have him pick it up and bring it to the table. But again, small bites to eat and digest, small bites of information. Another thing that you might consider, if you are having visitors who may not have seen or talked with your loved one for a long time, you might prompt them to know that there are changes. It's very disconcerting sometimes to go into a home or a situation where the loved one has changed a lot and you're not aware of it.
Right.
So if you can cue your visitors, whether it's family or friends, and say, this is the way things are now, and we want you to be aware of it so you will be more comfortable, and so will our loved one.
Yeah, well, thank you, Fran, for, it's a very timely discussion that we just had with you, and a lot of times people just don't understand, and these are wonderful tips that you've given us, and there's a lot of folks out there that will be dealing with these situations. Mm-hmm. And, one thing that you said that made so much sense to me is a lot of times I've seen people try to force this person into doing things the way they used to do them, thinking that, well, if I get them to do it, then they'll remember it and it'll be the same. But it's not.
That's right.
So all that does is bring agitation because maybe this person can't do that. So
But could be even be embarrassed.
Your suggestion of keeping things as simple as possible is a really great suggestion, as were all of the things that you brought today. And I just want to thank you so much for what you do and the way you do it and the compassion you do it with. And Friends with Alzheimer's Tennessee, and she's located on Jackson Street, and what is it,
309 North Jackson?
North Jackson Street, the old Shahan building. Matter of fact, in the old Shahan office there. And they're there, she's there locally for your help, for your education, your love, compassion, caring, and support all the time. She's not 800 phone number. She's a live body that you can talk to. So just drop by and see her, and I guarantee you, if you need help, you'll receive help.
There, good. There's our number.
Yeah.
Again, just accentuate the positive, just like
There
the
you
song
go.
says, and make some new memories in new ways.
Do you think I could get you to cut some of those small pieces up for me?
I will do that for you, only you.
This is the one who makes the sweet potato casserole right over here. And it's good. Folks, thank you. We'll be right back after these messages.
Merry Christmas.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Really great. It's happening at South Jackson Civic Center.
This week?
This week, it's the 15th, I believe, is
No,
what
it's
Fran said.
12th.
12th?
We're talking about Sandy Patty?
Sandy Patty.
Sandy Patty's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
And if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
that's the 12th. Tickets are on sale right now and going fast.
Yeah, going fast,
yeah.
and a lot of you people might not remember Sandy Patty. She was a big star back in the...
She's a Christian artist, and that doesn't mean that everything she does is...
No.
She's going to do a Christmas show, which will be
Right.
quite spectacular, and this Saturday night, for heaven's sakes.
It's not this Saturday night.
Wait a minute. It's Saturday, yes. It is this week.
It is. Well, okay.
And also the trees of Christmas are already being decorated at South Jackson, and my students are going to sing Friday night on the stage.
Good.
Just so the door will be open, people will come in and see the trees, and if they want to
Okay.
hear a song or two, they
That's
can pop
great.
in there. But Saturday night is Sandy Patty.
Okay,
so
Sandy
get
Patty.
your tickets today, 455-5321.
There you go. Let's go see Sandy Patty.
931.
is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error, till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious light. On your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night truly taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Bond shall we make until we all are brothers, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we. Let all within us praise his holy name. Oh, hear the angel voices. When Christ was
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just a second. We're not having a community concert this year because of COVID.
We're missing
so what
it.
we're going to do is tell you goodbye. We'll see you next week, and we will close today's show with some stuff from last year's community choir. How about that?
And Baldwin directing.
And Baldwin directing. And Sandy Patty is this Saturday night at 7:30. See you next time.
Gloria, Gloria Deo, Gloria, Gloria Deo.